Welcome back, viewers. You're watching the Savera and I'm Shefali. Fresh tensions flare along the Pakistan-Afghanistan border as forces from both sides exchange heavy fire in the Spin Boldak region of Kandahar province, resulting in reports of civilian casualties and large-scale displacement of residents. According to Afghanistan-based Khama Press, the clashes erupted around 4 a.m. when Pakistani troops allegedly fired shells into residential area along the border, prompting Afghan force to retaliate. The exchange quickly escalated into a fierce confrontation involving both light and heavy weaponry. Ali Muhammad Hamkmi, the informer officer for Spin Boldak district, confirmed that intense fighting broke out between the two sides in the early hours, saying the both military units engaged with full force, leaving locals trapped amid crossfire. The clashes began before dawn and both sides used heavy weapons. Several civilians have been affected, Akmal told reporters. Eyewitnesses and local residents shared distressing videos and posts on social media, alleging that Pakistani artillery targeted civilian homes, forcing dozens of families to flee to safer areas with Kandahar. The extent of civilian casualties, however, remain unclear due to restricted access to the conflict zone. Today's hostilities come less than 12 hours after a break skirmish near the coast province border where Afghan and Pakistan forces exchanged gunfire along the Durang line. The continuous border demarcation separated the two countries. Although that confrontation ended without casualties, it underscored the simmering volatility that has crippled the frontier in recent weeks. Pakistan's state-run media, meanwhile offering a conflicting version of events, alleged that Afghanistan troops opened fire first without provocation, compelling Pakistan border guards to retaliate. The Pakistani reporter further claimed that several Afghan tanks and border posts were damaged during the counterattack. The latest escalation comes amid heightened diplomatic friction and military posturing over both sides. Over the weekend, Afghan officials claimed their forces has killed 58 Pakistani soldiers in retaliatory strike on multiple border outposts. A statement Islamabad dismissed, asserting that only 23 of its soldiers have been killed and accusing Kabul of spreading misinformation. Tensions further worsened after Pakistan reportedly conducted airstrikes targeting what it described as militant hideout in and around Kabul and eastern Afghanistan, including a market area where several civilian casualties were alleged by Afghanistan sources. The Spin Boldak Chaman crossing, one of the busiest border trade points between the two nations, have frequently been the site of violent confrontations, particularly since the Taliban took power in Afghanistan in 2021. The two sides have long disagreed over the legitimacy of the Durand line, while Kabul refuses to formally recognize, citing historical and ethnic division that split Pashtun tribes across the border. Security analysts warn that the renewed hostilities could destabilize border regions already plagued by smuggling networks, insurgent activity, and refugee movements. The clashes also come at a time when Pakistan is intensifying its crackdown on Afghan refugees living within its territory, ordering thousands to return across the border, a move that has drawn criticism from international human rights groups. As of today, there was no official statement from the Taliban-led Afghan government or Pakistan's Foreign Office regarding efforts to de-escalate the situation. However, local sources reported that periodic firing continued through the morning, with civilians urged to remain indoors. Both countries have accused each other of harboring militants responsible for cross-border attacks, deepening mistrust and making reconciliation efforts increasingly fragile. That's all for now in this update. Stay tuned to the Savera. Download the app and follow us on various social media platforms.